Heroes programs. Heroes is a program where we celebrate unsung female heroes who are doing the most in our community and having impacts in various communities. So in studio, we are joined by Kimberly Mhunduru, who is a young entrepreneur and a tutor who founded Tutor Connect, a platform that is dedicated to empowering individuals regardless of their disabilities and teaching them how to earn money and a living from their comfort of their own homes. Kimberly, welcome to Star FM. You are officially a star now that you have entered the home of the stars. Please, best believe that everyone who's going to ask you about that glow needs to know it came from here.
All right. Thank you so much, Zanani.
No problem. So please tell us who Kimberly is and what Tutor Connect is.
Oh, Kimberly is a 25-year-old entrepreneur, and she is a mother to a beautiful 8-year-old. I recently started the Tutor Connect company last year, and it's basically to teach people how to teach English online.
Interesting, definitely interesting, because we have been seeing a lot of those pop up here and there.
Yes.
But before we get more into the Tutor Connect, let's just get to dissect who Kimberly really is. So can you please tell us more about your childhood and how you grow up and where you grew up?
Okay, well, I grew up in Chirezi. I was raised by my grandmother, and when I was about 11, I moved to South Africa, where I finished my primary and my high school. I came back to Zimbabwe when I was about 17, and and I got pregnant. I had a very short teenage childhood, so I would say. I became a mother at a very young age. That means my responsibilities shifted in a way. Fast forward, I gave birth in 2017. I had a beautiful baby girl. Her name is Kundai, which means to overcome, which really pushes me. And in 2021, fast forward to 2021, I was working for a fuel company, and I got into an accident whilst I was at work. And let's just say I couldn't really do anything because my hand was broken in what doctors describe as impossible to fix. So I had a plaster on for about 6 months, but in the second month that I had my plaster on, I couldn't relax because I do not like the idea of seating. So I was on the internet scrolling down, finding what to do. That's when I came across teaching English. I bought my first laptop and I bought headphones just like those ones, and I had internet at home. That's how I started my teaching journey. And it started off as, a side thing, nothing too serious. But now it's what I do. I teach English online, and I also teach people how to teach English online.
That's definitely interesting. So you actually survived something. You and I survived, as we call it, on the Galaxy, on the Morning Galaxy. So you survived an ordeal that then led you into finding this teaching passion. So can you please tell us a little bit more about your students? Where do your students come from? What ages do you teach? What kind of people do you teach? And yeah.
Well, I teach ages from 4 years to my oldest student right now is about 60 years. And I teach people from Poland, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, just all over the world. Most of my students are people that want to learn English for business, or they want to learn English as a second language, or they want to travel to a new company, so they want to travel to a new country, so they would like to learn how to speak English.
Okay, so can you please now then indulge us in the importance of being able to speak English? Because, some would ask, some people who live in these really developed countries, why would they then come to someone, all the way in Zimbabwe just to learn something as simple as English?
Well, English is English is a very important language, I would say. It's the most spoken language in the world, and most foreigners they want to learn English from a Zimbabwean. I mean, we have the best education system after all. So
Okay.
So basically want to learn English. And why a Zimbabwean teacher? Well, like I said, our education system is the best, and our English is also really, really good.
Okay, so our local market is not really well versed with online tutoring.
Yes.
So what do you think is going on, and how do you sustain yourself in terms of that?
Man, how do I answer that? I think most people are just not aware of teaching English online. I don't want to say I don't want to answer the wrong way, so I'm just going to say most people are not aware of teaching English online, and that's what I'm here for today, to educate people about teaching English online.
So how many hours do you roughly work when you are an online teacher, and how long are your classes?
Well, my classes are from 25 to 50 minutes. I prefer to work for 10 hours a day. But it's a job where you can work anywhere, from home, from a restaurant. So you choose your own hours. You can work for 2 hours a day. You can work for 5 hours a day. It really depends on how much time you have.
So can you please tell us, because teaching in general is such a difficult thing, right?
Yes.
But even more so now that you're online, there's a whole barrier, there's a whole ocean between you and your student.
Yes.
How do you handle some of your difficult students? Have you ever had a difficult student?
Have I ever had a difficult student? Yes. I think I came across a few difficult students. But teaching online requires a lot of patience. It's not something that it's as hard as any other job, but it requires a lot of patience. Most of the stuff is on the website, so it's not really hard to teach students that are far away.
Oh, that's really, really interesting. So let's now speak about the financial side of teaching online. Of course, I'm not going to ask you how much money you make, but it is really important to, let people know that maybe the harder you work, the more classes, the more lessons, the more financial freedom you experience. Is that the case?
Yes, that is the case. The more hours you put in, the more work you put in, the more money you get when it comes to teaching.
Oh, this is really interesting. I think I need to pull out my laptop and find out how to do this. So at what point did you realize that, instead of just hogging all of this knowledge to myself, let me just share and teach other people how to do this and why it's important and how it can benefit you?
When I realized that when most people ask me what I do and I say I teach online, they are a bit shocked. And I always get the same reaction all the time. So I then realized that, so it's not a lot of people that know that you can actually teach at home and actually make a career out of it. So that's when I decided that, no, let me try to educate my fellow people on how they can be working from home.
So have you ever done anything to empower women in your community?
Have I ever done anything to empower women in my community? Yes, I would say I definitely did. I did a few things to empower women in my community. Well, I can't really take it back, but I once did a grocery business where I always used to teach women how to go and buy stuff from different countries and come back and resell.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yes.
So what word of advice would you have for someone who is seeking financial freedom?
What word of advice would I have? I would say if you look for finances, you would definitely find them. It's a matter of looking and not giving up, always looking for different opportunities everywhere.
So let's say I want to start teaching English online as soon as tomorrow. I want to hop onto this. What are the first 3 key steps that one needs to take from maybe the gadget sides, or maybe who you are as a person, or maybe even in the way that you come across. Do you and your students see each other? Those small little nitty-gritties. What are the few steps or the immediate steps I need to take if I'd like to indulge in teaching online English?
Well, you first need to definitely buy a laptop. You can't teach on the phone, so you need to buy a laptop. You need to buy headphones, and you need to make sure that you have internet 24/7. Those are the first steps that you need to make, and then from there you can create your profiles, and it takes a few days to get accepted, and you can start teaching.
So let's say ini andina mari, but I can actually afford to go pa internet cafe, pane my headphones, pane laptop, and all of that internet. And yes, is that something that I can also do in my spare time? Kuti neshienda pa internet cafe for 1 hour, then do zokera kumba. Is it something that's also viable while I'm build up the capital to get the laptop?
It's possible, but most of the students, they want to be as private as possible. So an internet cafe is a bit too packed.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that you are somewhere where there's no noise, and your earphones can silence the noise. At least your headphones you have to make sure that they silence the noise.
Okay.
And then you can be able to teach from the internet cafe.
All right.
Yes.
All right, that's really interesting. So how can people get in touch with you, and especially if they would like to get connected in terms of how to get into the Tutor Connect?
People can follow me on Instagram at Tutor Connect, and on Facebook at Tutor Connect, and you can also WhatsApp me on 078-000-7910.
Please give it to us again.
078-000-7910.
Got a message here. Hi Zanani. That lady, she is a hero. She's a fighter. This is from Bobby Patrick Hyden Park. Then people want to know about the qualifications. Is that something that you then disclose kind of Tutor Connect to find out all this information?
Oh no, the bonus about teaching online is you just need to know how to speak English.
Oh,
there's no certifications that you need, just know how to speak English.
Okay, saka kanone ka fluent English ka ko chete even if ngezo kia as long as your English comes out the way pretty when you are in for the running. So can you please tell us about any upcoming events that you are planning perhaps?
I have an upcoming online Zoom seminar that I'll be teaching different people how to open accounts for your teaching online, for how to teach online. I will be teaching you how to shoot videos for your profile, how to take pictures, how to take headshot pictures, and lastly I'll be teaching you how to interact with students and how to cash out when you've been paid.
Interesting. So people are asking for your number. Please do repeat your number again.
All right, so my number is 078-000-7910.
Just one more time.
Yes. All right, 078-000-7910.
Thank you so much, Kimberly Mhunduru, for joining us in studio today. So she is a young entrepreneur and a tutor who founded Tutor Connect, a platform that is dedicated to empowering individuals to earn a living through the comfort of their own homes, regardless of their disabilities. So Kimberly came across this platform after she got into a car accident that left her with one functional hand, and she decided, you know what, this will not stop me from making money. Henceforth, she decided, you know what, I'm going to be an online English teacher. Thank you so much, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Zanani.
If you'd like to say a shout out to anyone, I mean, you are here after all, so